handsome. I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
It is a hilly Friday afternoon in front of the Scotiabank Theatre in Toronto, and this is Jake and Jacob.
And I'm Jacob, and we're about to go see The Commuter.
Starring Liam Neeson.
Someone on this train does not belong. All you have to do is find them.
Why would I do it?
In the bathroom, they're $75,000.
We just finished watching The Commuter. This is the fourth film that Liam Neeson has done with this director, whose name is Jaume Calais Setra, Spanish. They did Unknown, which was okay. They did Nonstop on the Plane, which I really liked, and then Run All Night, which I liked the most. So going into this beforehand, I was kind of thinking this is going to be the best of the four. Just, how it's been progressing. Yeah, so what do you think?
So the good thing about this is, one, you get the director and Liam Neeson working together, fourth film, so you can really tell in this film that that's there. Another thing too is you look at Nonstop and The Plane. Now we're in a train, so it works for the small scenes with the fight scenes. That these small fight scenes, one, they look great. There's no shaky camera. There's no really choppy editing, so that looks great. If I don't know, I would say this is my favorite one. Actually, Nonstop was my favorite one out of the bunch. But this movie, I don't really have a lot bad to say for it, to be honest. I actually really enjoyed it a lot.
I think Run All Night is still my favorite, but that's one of Ed Harris and Liam Neeson. But I still really liked this. I like it's sort of comical. Everyone's like, oh, like Liam Neeson from Taken, and he's kind of become that kind of character. But they're fun movies. There's nothing inherently bad about them. They're just sort of like these good, sort of well put together action thriller movies. I actually thought this was going to be more of a thriller than an action, but it was kind of what you expect from one of these sort of movies. But yeah, it was like the train, and then I guess he was on foot for all night, and now it was a plane, on foot, train. What's going to be next?
We're gonna get a boat, maybe an automobile. I'll throw a pro and a con about this movie. One thing I really liked about this movie is the editing. The opening, where they kind of go of his life, his commuting life, was brilliantly done. I really liked his story. My biggest con about the movie, everything seemed very coincidental. I thought the story was a little flat. Like how all the pieces got together seemed a little like, oh, that's very movie script. That's very movie written.
Yeah.
But the execution, for the most part, is done really well. And the mystery of who everything was and where everything was going to is pretty good. And the one thing I have to say, because all I could think about was, since our last film we did Insidious to now this film, Patrick Wilson is in this movie.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, as soon as I saw Patrick Wilson, for anyone who's a Patrick Wilson likes his movies, it kind of spoiled something for me, just knowing Patrick Wilson's in it. I'm not going to give it away, but just knowing Patrick Wilson's in this film kind of spoiled a certain outcome for me, because I kind of been like, oh, I see what's going to happen. And they kind of, in a bit early on with some dialogue, you can kind of catch certain twists coming ahead of a time.
I actually didn't see it coming.
Oh, I did too. I just think it did. Maybe just because when I see Patrick Wilson, I normally know what kind of character he becomes.
Yeah.
But I had to say, the tight action scenes in these in the train, they normally do it between the trains, the spot in between. That's done really well. I really like that. This is a really fun movie. It looks great. The ending with how, I don't want to say too much, but the ending with obviously the explosions and stuff.
Yeah.
It looks really well done. My only con is just I don't think the storytelling is a little flat.
Yeah, I mean, the plot is really just there to carry you through all these kind of like high action sequences. It's like the plot is very similar to Nonstop. If I were to make a comparison, you're trying to find a certain person on this vehicle, but yeah, the high intense moments, whether it's Liam Neeson fighting someone or they're stuck trying to control the train in some way or another, those are very well done, I find. And yeah, I like the story itself is whatever. It's like nothing that hasn't been done before, but it carries the movie, and like it's a fun watch. There's nothing really bad about it, but there's also nothing groundbreaking about it, kind of thing.
It feels like we've seen it before in kind of like Nonstop a bit.
Yeah.
Another thing I actually was just thinking about too, another thing I didn't really like about it is some of you can kind of say this is a good thing, but I think some of the dialogue was a little cheesy. Obviously, there's a very Spartacus scene.
I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus.
Yeah,
that was a little much for us. And there's a few other things that's a little much. You could say it's a good thing if you like the cheesy one-liner action movies, because Liam Neeson does throw a few, like, it's like, oh, what happened to that guy? He got off. Like, this was his stop. Like, it's a little stuff like that. You can like it or not like it. For a movie that's trying to be really serious and has a very serious kind of like plot, it didn't work for me. I'm trying to pick holes, really, because overall, this is just a really fun early of the year movie. I do recommend it highly. Especially if you're a Liam Neeson fan. Like, this is like a Liam Neeson movie, especially if you're a big fan of the Taken movies and this director's movie. Go see it.
You definitely won't be bored watching this movie. Like, you know what I mean? If you like those kind of like action thrillers, like it's an easy movie to go see and it's fun to watch. So what are you going to give it?
For a movie that it's a lot of fun, but you're not really going to care about anything going on, I think a solid 7.
Can I give decimals?
You can do whatever you want.
I'm going to give it a 7.2.
7.2.
This is Jake and Jacob.
And I'm Jacob. And subscribe.